Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a flip through of my completed journal for Handcrafted from Bythewell4God. You can see it has gotten quite chunky through these last 14 days of the devotional. I have a video showing how I created this journal up on my channel. You can see it's gotten quite thick, so I had to kind of pare down some of the stuff that I was doing here toward the end, but I'm glad I put this ribbon on here because it will keep everything closed. You can see it's kind of opening up just a little bit, but that's fine. So I'm just gonna start going through here. So in the front, I just included this little card. This was like from the bow clips, and then it had a scripture, so I wanted to save that. So I just created a little tip in here, and then I put the sticker that comes with the kit so I would know, and then I just wrote on it the date. So day one was talking about masterpiece, being his masterpiece. So I just used a lot of pieces. I have some pattern paper, like from an actual pattern back here in the background, some washi tape, and then on the inside, and you'll see this throughout, there's just a lot of little tip-ins and pockets and different things. So I have some scriptures here. I added some stitching along the side of this card. This stamp set is actually an old stamp set called, I think it's called Prayer Pockets from Bythewell4God. I just pulled that out and stamped that on the pattern paper. And then I created a little pocket for all of these notes and scriptures. And then that is for day one. For day two, I actually have a process video for this page. I created this background with some texture paste, and I used distress ink to color it. No, I didn't. I used, I lied, what was it? It was a shimmer spray. Anyway, I have a process video for that if you're interested, and I just have some little ribbon here and different things. And then when you open it up, again, I have a tip in with some more of the scriptures, and then I just tipped in this card, created a pocket, and then I have more scriptures and notes on the back of this tag. So lots of interactive elements on this in this book, because there was a lot. Lori wrote the devotional for Handcrafted, and there were just a lot of scripture references and notes and just things to think about and ponder, and so there was just a lot that I wanted to include. So I also have a process video for day 3, and this is just distress ink in the background here. And I also have a process video for how I created this tag. It's a separate video. It was a challenge that I was creating, that I did with a friend, and called the What You Create Challenge. And so we had to create a tag, or well, we created something that had a window, I think was the word. And so I created this tag, but on this side I have a journaling card, and these are the stickers that came in the devotional kit, and I just opened up the zipper. I just took an X-Acto knife and cut down the center. So I have some notes here, and then I created a little pocket for this tag, and this part pulls out, and on the back I have some notes here as well. So again, I have process videos for this day, and also for how I created that tag. So this is day 4. This was humility. This I actually cut out of the fabric that you do for cross stitching, and I just stamped that stamped image on there, and then stitched this. And then I have, again, just some more pockets, lots of notes. I had this cute little clip in my stash, so I just have all the scriptures and everything from the devotional day tucked inside here. This was one of the journaling cards, and then this was a tag that was just in my stash, and then I included a quote. This day was talking about obedience, and so I had heard a pastor say one time that obedience is to move at the speed of instruction, and that has always stuck with me in terms of obedience, and so I just wanted to include that here. And then this is day 5, and I created this actually with these were some Tim Holtz chipboard, I think they're called Chit Chat or chipboard words. We actually got these as part of our gift in the at our retreat that we went to. Tim Holtz donated those, and so I wanted to use them. So I have some in here, and then I have some on the inside, and these are the chipboard. When you look at them, they can kind of peel them in layers. So if you didn't want like the really thick chipboard, you can just peel off, which is what I did on the back, just to kind of take down some of the height of these. And then this is from the digitals that I wanted to include. And then the journaling cards. Again, just lots of scriptures. This is a quote from Lori from this day. Day 6, I also have a process video for this day. I have some stitching along here. This is the same fabric that I covered the book in. And then I created a tip in here and one here, some more notes. And then I just used throughout here, I used like some paper doilies and stuff just to try to add to that, you know, handmade theme. Day 7, I also have a video for this one, which we were using the word hidden, and so this day actually has some hidden journaling in it. So this is the cover, and then I have a tip in here with some scripture and some tags here just glued on the button there. I have some more scripture here, and then back here I have this quote, or this scripture from John 4:10-15. I wanted to write that out, so I just created a little like flip out here, and then I included some other scriptures. And then back here behind this part, actually this pops out, and I have a prayer written back there. And that was for my hidden challenge. And then this, goodness, it's stuck. Okay. This is day 8. This was no condemnation. I had this tag. I thought this was fun. This is a Tim Holtz tag, and it says condemned on it. And so I put that with the music for Amazing Grace and no condemnation. That just is something that in my mind, it just all went together. And then again, I just created some pockets. This is another paper doily. Some of the digital elements. This was a tag that I just had in my stash, and I just have the scriptures on there written out. And then again, this was from the digitals with some more scripture, and then one of the journaling cards. This is day 9. I also have a video for this one, and I created this kind of quilt background, and then when I was working on it, it just felt really busy and overwhelming, and so I decided I was going to try to kind of tone it down a little bit. And I really wanted to include this from the devotion. These were from the printables, the digitals, and the title for this day was Godly Woman, and I just really loved this, and so I wanted to include it. And then I ended up kind of covering up all of my little quilt that I made back here, but that's okay. So anyway, on the inside, I just created some pockets. Again, you know, when there was a lot of scripture and a lot of time that I spent studying and reading these scriptures and thinking about that, my pages are a little bit more simple, and so I just end up kind of creating pockets and things for all of those, just as a way, you know, to kind of balance out my time just a little bit. And because the most important part to me always is going through the devotional and reading the scriptures and studying and meditating on that and seeing how I need to apply these things that I'm learning about. So oftentimes I'll just, when I get to that point, if it's been, you know, if I spend a lot of time studying, I'll end up just kind of creating a pocket. You can see, you know, some days back here, like day 2, these were a little bit more kind of arty with like the texture paste and that kind of stuff. And then some of them are just writing out scripture. So anyway, this is day 10. This was about submission. And I actually, day 10 and 11 were both about submission. So I included both of them on this one folder. So I did the cover just kind of for the whole topic. And then I created a little pocket here, and I have this tag with some scripture. And then I used, this is one of the digital items, and just again created a pocket for all of these little notes, and then I have a quote back here, and then I put day 11 on the back side, and I just created a little pocket, and I wrote out the scripture, and I used another little paper doily, and I just left 11. There wasn't as much scripture on day 11, but everything between the two kind of went with, you know, what submission is and what submission is not. And so I just wanted to include all of that in one folder. So day 12 is talking about being, you know, role models for other people as they're coming up. And so I used another one of those little clips, and I do not, these are probably Tim Holtz, but probably from a long time ago. They've just been in my stash forever, and I had even forgotten that I had them. I just kind of came across them as I was going through some things. So I'm sorry, I can't tell you where to get those, but they're just little like paper clips that look like hangers. So on the inside, because I had created that quilt and I covered it up, I decided to just go ahead and do it again. So I created this same kind of idea on just a tag, and then I put some pattern paper on the back and wrote out the scriptures here, and then just created a pocket to sort of tuck that in. So I really liked the really tall tags kind of sticking out of the top. And then there were so many scripture references and things that Lori went through on this day that I kind of created a waterfall. And for each point that she made, she had several scriptures listed, and so I wasn't able to write all of those out, obviously. So what I did is for each one, like this one is about reverence and behavior, I wrote a scripture on the back, and then I listed the other scriptures that she had included. So there's 6 of these cards here that are patterns of faith, and I just went through, and for each point I wrote out one of the scriptures, and then I referenced the others. That was the best way that I could think of to get kind of all of that in here. And then this is day 13. Day 13 was talking about modesty, and that it really is a posture of your heart and not necessarily, you know, what you wear. And so I just created some pockets on the inside. I have a paper doily here. I actually used some more of that tissue with the pattern. I glued that down to the front here, and then created pockets on the inside with journaling cards. I have a couple quotes from the devotional. I tucked in this scripture card here, and then these are from the digitals, and I just printed those out and wrote some scriptures and stuff on there. So that's day 13. You can see the back is the tissue again. And then day 14 is living by the word and talking about the importance of, you know, really reading our Bible. Like I was mentioning, that's the most important part. The art in all of this is fun to do, and it really helps kind of solidify these ideas in our minds. But always most important is the word, and reading it for yourself, and not letting, you know, somebody tell you what it says, but actually consuming it for yourself. So on the inside here, I created a couple pockets, and I have some scriptures, just use some fabric for pull tabs, and I have another one of the journaling spots here and here. I put a little doily back behind here, and this sweet sewing machine. This is from the ephemera in the kit. So that is day 14, and I left the back of that blank, which is fine. So anyway, that wraps up Handcrafted for me for this month. And then I put the kit, the little button that comes in the kit, I just put it here on the outside of this, and so I can just tie this around here, and it will keep everything closed. So anyway, if you liked this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. That helps my channel get out to other people who might be interested, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, bye bye.